Welcome back to 20-Sided Tales for episode 77, Chasing Justice. Where last we left our heroes, the Scarlet Vanguard had concluded their audacious affairs above the Marbrook Mountain and returned to the heraldry of Fort Augur, where they were commended for their mighty undertaking. Despite defeating the undead giants of Jotun and successfully mending a breach in space itself, which was created by the World Tree Eater Nidhogg, our heroes were physically taxed come a new day, and the heroes wore these new battle scars like badges upon their return. Although in the day of respite which would come to pass among these lofty halls of augury, more would mend than just their wounds, which were dripped in scarlet red. And off in the backdrop of this place, Alico set out to perform a dangerous ritual he had once seen before. And in his attempts to understand all that had transpired, he found himself lost within the weave of time and reality as he strove for these answers. In the end of all he had seen, one thing was certain: fortuitous possibility, and it was infinite. And it strengthened his sense of self as he pulled away, but all at once it shattered the faces he once knew, the faces he once loved. They were now replaced with questions. With the weight of this trial still ahead of them, the Scarlet Vanguard began to make their way for Baldric's Watch, the capital of Ruxhelmberg. And as they traveled, Alikos's affliction and affection, moreover, toward the others was revealed. And trying as this may be, the Scarlet Vanguard, of course, remains family as such, as they continue to press on. And in the final days of this march, you were in the beholding of the great capital city built by the first emperor. You made way into its busy streets, full of bright eyes and blushing faces throughout a fair renaissance. And at the night's end, our heroes made way to a velvety smokers' club and establishment, where Lorelei would receive them, along with the songbird Click-Clack, Riggs, and of course the Stella's triplets. But as we dive into today's verse, we see our heroes rising from satin sheet to greet a new day. Moreover, we see Agnesia gazing out her window to the colorful shingled thoroughfares, but we blur out and come to focus on our protagonist's reflection on her face. And she then turns. Go ahead and take us away.
Right. Ignatia's alone in a room. First time in a while. I woke up alone, which is different. She kind of looks at her reflection in the window and snaps her fingers, and the sky itself comes over her face to just look less tired, less worn down. And then she looks at it just a second longer and snaps her fingers again and dismisses the spell. Just look like Agnesia. And we'll, she wants to talk to Alikos, actually. So I assume he has a different room wherever we are.
In a sort of a malaise of montage-type vision, we see the rest of the Vanguard rising to meet this new day one by one. Sounds of the city bells can be heard, the rolling of wagon wheels, and the chimes of clinking coins via the mercantile that takes the streets around you. And we see you all kind of coming to a point of passing, maybe just passing by Alikos' room, catching him on the way out. You hear the door lock, and to your surprise, Alikos, as you turn around, Nissia is there in the hall.
Alikos.
Good morning.
Morning. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second? Just before we go down and have breakfast? Yeah, just alone for a sec. Just not in a hallway, you know?
As he will kind of slowly open the door that he was just exiting and step right back inside.
Sorry. I was hoping to catch you before you'd had a chance to lock it, but it looks like you already did. Sorry about that.
Nope. So he'll unlock it and gesture you inside.
Thanks. And,
Close the door. What can I help you with?
And then, just wanted to say something to your face about it. I mean, it's kind of already happened, but I wanted to make it, said out loud, so we're both on the same page, right?
Sure. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
I know you don't remember everything you said, and that's fine. I don't want you to feel weighed down or guilty because you remember that you once felt something and you don't anymore, and it's fine. I wanted to say that we should just start normally. Just, be normal. I don't want you to feel heavy about it,
No. Go back to the Dragon Age song.
Yeah.
That was... I don't remember the name of the soundtrack, but that actually played in one of these scenes. I'm sorry.
No, that's the Witcher, yeah.
Are you implying that's your burden?
No. You don't remember what we felt, right?
As much as I wish for the both of us, I do not.
And I was thinking to myself how cruel of me it would be to expect you to pretend that you do. Or to go on in the same way. So I just wanted to be very clear and honest with you that I don't expect any of that from you. And that I can wait if waiting is what is necessary. I respect you too much not to do that. And if one day you feel it again, you do, and that's amazing. And if you don't, that's fine. And I'll still be here as your friend. I hope we can be friends. Fuck it. Colleagues now, friends later.
Sorry, that was me as a player.
Oh no. Are you okay? I love you, Matt. You know that, right? This isn't about you. This is
Take
Agnes.
inspiration for making him cry.
No, I wasn't crying. Take that inspiration right back.
Take it and enjoy
No,
it.
fuck you. I'm taking the inspiration.
We're family. Everyone. Even if shakes his head. Even if I don't feel it or, well, for some of us, understand it. I know from our history, and I know that be it me now or me then, understood that we were family, we were closer than kin. And just because magic prevented that from changing, or changed it, I should say, won't change the fact that we're still family, even if I can't feel that way. To be honest, don't tell him I said this. I've kind of dislike Adeline.
Alicos, he's a little dislikable sometimes. He's reckless and stubborn and
He stabbed
foolish.
me.
He did stab you. You did break his arm off though, so I think you're even on that one.
Ooh.
I think you're a little even. Did you forget? Come on, you're even on that.
Well, that's true. Even though I don't feel... Not to make a dark situation light, but I don't really feel any guilt about that anymore.
I suppose that's small, recompense for it. But Alex, I just wanted to take that away from you. That you have to. I don't want you to act like you love me because you think you're supposed to. I know that's not what you're doing, but I don't want you to feel that you have to. We can be colleagues and friends and family. Just be us without all of that. And if I wait, I wait, and if I don't, it's okay. Like, fresh, you know? She kind of just extends her hand with the same kind of garish bow that she did the very first time you two met.
As he looks between the hand and you, and I'm not sure whether to shake your hand or to give you a hug. I feel either would be appropriate in this situation.
What do you feel you want to do? That's what I want from you. I want what you feel, not what you think you should do.
I wish I could feel it, but I know I very much so made a very grave mistake. And
She shakes her head.
I do feel horrendously guilty. I guess that shows just how arrogant I am.
Okay.
I know I'm putting you through a lot, and I'm sorry.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about you, okay? Let me worry about you for once. Always worry about me. Come on. Now shake my hand then? She still has it extended, she's
yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, he will kind of slowly extend his hand, and he does feel guilty. He at least understands that he's putting her through a lot, even if he doesn't feel it. So,
she'll probably note, even the fact that he doesn't remember a lot about how he feels about her, she's not under the effects of the disguised self spell, and Agni is pretty much from the moment she's conscious under the effects of the disguised self spell. This is just Agnesia. She's just here, and she's looking at him, and she's been smiling almost this whole conversation, pleasantly, everything. And the second his hand touches hers, it becomes real, like the final nail in the coffin saying, this is happening. Chin just wobbles slightly. And she squeezes his hand a little bit as they pull away, and she says, go. Colleagues, family, hopefully friends.
Yeah.
You know what we should do sometime?
What's that?
Get a drink. Just talk. And just hang out.
I suppose I owe you that much.
Gives him a slight look, a bit of a frown. It's not about
Oh.
It's about being friends.
Yes, you did just mention that, didn't you? Here I am, hearing without listening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew, but Inquisitor Brass had to. Usually, he made me recite the lessons he taught me, and then when I failed, I got a tiger to the face.
Oh, no. Trial by fire, except it's trial by tiger. So, okay.
One time he turned to a bear, but I think he much preferred the tiger.
The camera, as you're talking, just kind of like slowly fading out. You see the tension of this conversation is lax, and there's just genuine smiles being had once again. And in a way, the sweetness of a first meeting, that sort of twinkle in the eye. And we cut out, kind of fade to black, and we open up now to our full cast. Sometime thereafter, having prepared themselves, you've maybe sitting around a completed breakfast, or just beginning it, wherever you want to pick up from. But we kind of focus in on Adlin, maybe explaining the story of how he lost his arm to Sana, or not, up to you. But we see the two of you across the table, and everyone else sitting here. Lorelai is here, and she's sort of running a couple conversations at once at your table, and with a table nearby. The rest of the gang, the triplets, are here this morning as well, and they'd be sitting close to Missy, as closely as they could.
Yeah, she's sitting with them. She'll probably, eating on her left, Varun on her right, and Cullen pretending he doesn't want to be near her, but is close enough. So,
Well, Lorelai says, and kind of puts both hands under her chin and leans forward, pushing her bosom together as well. We're still waiting on Hammond, so why don't you all just go have a time, come back here by tonight, and I'll let you know if anything comes up. But for the love of everything sane, don't message me in my mind. Just don't do it. She looks at Sana. You can come find me the old-fashioned way. It does wonders for the legs to use stairs. Alright.
Thought the old-fashioned way was with smoke signals.
I have some plans. I promised to take the triplets to go see the river. So we're gonna head down to the beach. If you need us, you can find us there.
thanks. Like, you guys enjoy the beach?
We will.
Yeah, have fun.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us? One of the triplets says, laced over by the others' voices.
Maybe I'll pop over in a bit. Gotta see what my group of friends is up to, and we might have a few things need to get doing, but if I've got some free time, I'll pop by the beach.
With that, they gather their things, and underneath their open coats, you can see them wearing old-timey bathing suits, one pieces with stripes and polka dots, and they begin to make their way. Save for
Miles gives him a little
Briggs.
wave. Stick him behind Briggs?
Yeah. I don't like swimming.
No, you never did like swimming.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about why, are we?
No, we don't have to.
Okay, thanks.
Don't worry, Briggs, I know. Come give me a hug, you big boy. And Agnew kind of
Yeah,
cross
stands
over.
up, nearly knocks over the table, which is bolted in, mind you. And, bumbles into a side hug.
Oh, give him a big squeeze. Oh, there you are. What are you up to today, Briggs?
I don't know, probably just walk around.
Alright.
Probably head to back towards the common ward. He's kind of twiddling his thumbs. You can tell he's like withholding information. You're not sure what, but there's a bit of a blush stirring to his cheeks.
Oh. Agnew kind of just touches the side of her nose slightly, like, don't worry, I'll keep your secret. Like, gives him a little wink and come on then.
Flashes a glance over the rest of the table, kind of logging onto Sana for a second longer than the rest, and then taking his leave. Your bill is slammed down on the table, but moments after the server was waiting for the big man to move.
Yeah.
Your bill has been taken care of by Lord Hammond.
Okay, good.
That was nice of him.
And he's just leaving his hand on the bill, but moves it slightly, where his pinky is on like the bottom line where the tip amount is, and there's nothing there. Did you enjoy your breakfast and your service?
Right, okay. Yes, thank you. How much is the bill for, about?
I is paid by Lord Hammond, as you can see, and he like shoves it across the table, covering all of it, except for his like ring finger and his pinky are split over the dotted line of the tip amount, which is effectively 0.
Agni's trying to find, like, she's supposed to give a certain percent. She just puts 10 gold down.
There's like
Just
a
have
few
10
little
gold.
numbers, like 10% up to like 25%.
Puts 10 gold on the table. Fuck this dude. She's annoyed.
He leaves it there, but takes his hand off the bill. Enjoy your day then.
How much was the bill?
Oh my goodness. Bought 100 gold pieces last night. Over 100. Because
Okay,
it's
well,
got everything Lorelei was doing before you guys showed up.
right.
Most of it is
10
on
gold
like
out of
one
100 and something isn't that bad. That's almost
Yeah.
10%. Yeah, it's not
One
my
of
bill
the,
to pay.
one of the items on the bill was like just exceedingly more expensive than the rest, and it was the bottle that she was kind of holding like a teddy bear most of the night.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Never let anyone in the circus leave you to be the last one at the table. This happens. Agni did put the... At least Lord Hammond's picking up most of the tab. Otherwise it'd be all of that for us. So...
Yeah. Speaking of that, is it alright if I get a little bit of money real quick?
How much is a little bit of money?
Probably about 50 gold. Just I've gotta go get some of this checked out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I hand him
thank
50
you.
gold.
And he kind of takes it and fumbles around with the pouch because he still is not wearing the artificial arm right now.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, yeah, no, Sana just made a good point yesterday. Might want to get looked at. Because, I don't know, call it a hunch, but we don't have a lot of luck with diplomatic affairs half the time.
Right.
Yeah.
No worries.
All right, well, here, I'm just going to go get that taken care of. Y'all want to meet up somewhere later? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can meet back here, I guess.
Okay, do y'all want the carriage?
I have no
Yeah,
need
just
for
leave
it.
it in case. We don't need it right now, but unless you need it, you might as well. Just leave it in case something comes up.
Oh, no, I was just going to walk with Pepper if y'all didn't need it.
Yeah. Go ahead, take Pepper.
Okay. All
Get
right,
yourself
I'll
off
be
your
back.
feet.
Yeah. All right, I'll be back.
All right. Sana, Agnicia, what are you two doing today?
I had no plans personally. Figured I'd walk around town and sort of give myself a tour of the place.
Nothing wrong with a day off.
Oh, if we're just waiting for Lord Hammond, and my plan was whatever I could do to help Pip a Penny, but looks like we're waiting on Lord Hammond, so...
Well, I may have you two assist me with something, if you may be so generous as to spend some time with me.
Sure.
Of course.
Well, considering we're in the capital city, I'd like to see if I can rouse some interest with some of the merchants here about Riverfall. Maybe even find a siege engineer or two. No, I was originally going to conscript Sana, but unfortunately she's never been to Riverfall. But I know that's kind of looking at you, Agni, kind of thinking for a moment. I know we've been there.
Yeah.
Would you two be so kind as to help me with this little pet project of mine?
I know I'd be interested too. At the very least, I'd like to talk to them and learn what I can in a short amount of time.
Of course, we're more than welcome to tag along.
Last little bit of breakfast sandwich is put in his mouth after he says that, and we see you guys continue on your way, approaching the threshold to exit this lavish smokers club. And as you do, the proverbial lens of the mind's eye is taken by the bright light of day as you make that transition. And we open up to another bright light in our vision, kind of fading into the more busy streets, following along our protagonists as they get on some business and some sightseeing here in Baldrick's Watch.
Alright, as
I'll begin with Adlin. Adlin, you've made your way out first. And being a halfling in such a tall city can be imposing, but we know well and good how big of a character and personality you have, and you move with determination to your destinations.
Yeah, he's just out trying to go find a doctor, thinking about some of the stuff Sana had said the other day about that some of this might not need, probably shouldn't get held off for too long. And given the opportunity, where else can maybe find somebody who's well trained in the field of medicine to check him out?
Okay. Not hard to do. You move about the Creed ward, which you are currently in, and I don't know, talking to people, or more or less probably just paying attention to the labeled street signs of this well-organized and advanced societal structure. Within about, an hour's time of leaving, you've come upon a practitioner of medicine, uh, a home slash business abode, gated off property. The front gate, which is locked. There's maybe some kind of artificed buzzer to make inquiry.
Yeah, he'd go ahead, hit the buzzer, and just be waiting there. And before he left, he would have went ahead and ran upstairs to go grab his pack, and namely the artificial arm, because he is wanting the doctor's opinion on him wearing that.
Yeah, so as the camera kind of cuts to you in front of this gate, we see you holding the arm by a twist of angle, and there's a flash to you going back and getting that. We then see you rising your real hand, your good hand, to hit this button, a message within. Hello.
Hi there. This doctor's office.
Recreational disease or life-threatening?
Unsure.
Please maintain a walking staff's length at all times upon entry. Step back now.
All right.
You see the gate unlocks and slightly comes ajar. You approach the front of this abode, and the door opens. You see a lanky man there to greet you, a neck that resembles a turkey's, and thick glasses that are mirrored of lens, concealing his eyes. He appears half elvish, perhaps, and has a big bald patch that he combs over. Also, he's wearing a long coat. It would be white, if not for the fact that it was stained in dried blood. Some more recent. He also holds a cane, which he, with his long reach, has you at about 10 feet. and immediately begins looking you over. Can't see his eyes, as I mentioned, through those mirrored lenses, but you can hear the muttering, the diagnosis being made. Before he says, "All right, do you have payment? What
It's
seems to
been
be the issue?"
well. I'm trying to get myself checked out. After some recent stuff, just haven't been able to feel well.
Get it up.
No, that's definitely a non-issue here.
The arm. In time,
Uh,
you'll find that the nerves begin to pinch with
I
the
mean, uh,
balance of the body.
yeah, no, the arm isn't the issue either. I think it might have something to do with my heart, maybe.
I see, and no contagions. He lowers his staff to just kind of hold himself aloft. Go around back and enter. Enter the tent. I will meet you there.
All right.
You walk around the back and you hear, "Oh, oh," as there's peacocks in cages, big cages, humane, or animal rights, you know. There
Yeah.
are other exotic animals and pets, and a nice backyard corner. Like, this is the guy's house, but in the center there's this thick tent. The flaps kind of have rope over them, just a little wood buckle to keep it locked against the winds and such. Not that it gets too windy in this tall city. And you're waiting there for about 5 or so minutes. Doesn't look like there's anyone else here with problems today, or anyone could afford this guy. He comes out and meets you, and you see him like snapping on these big gloves. He goes and opens the tent and ushers you in.
Hey there.
As you come in, he tells you to take everything off and please lie down.
All right. And Adel will begin to do so. The whole time, it's odd for him because he really in the past bit hasn't not been in his armor if he's out and about anywhere. And he'll. I'll like just be right back. Somebody's knocking at my door.
I can see this is going to take a while, and
Yeah,
I'll give you a moment as he steps out of the tent, and you're like taking your things off with one arm, slowly. Maybe you could do it faster, but it's weird, like you said, to take things off. And as he opens the tent once again, light takes the lens, and we open up to light fading away as it's actually Agnesia, kind of like looking up to the day sky, and then looking back down to the others she travels with, Alikos and Sana. We see them out and about carousing these streets, looking to rally and petition with local merchants.
Your question, Alikos.
This is a downright ridiculous. I know, you're telling me. Third time in a year. The Baron sure needs his money, eh? Oh, hold on. We've got customers. Hello there. Looking to buy a candle? Perhaps a clay pot. Why not both? Perhaps a bit of topsoil. You look like some homeowners, perhaps. Well, this be the depot for you. Everything the home needs. I'm Dick, and this is my wife, Jane.
Pleasure to meet you both. We're just browsing for now.
My favorite kind of customer. Come and get me if you need me.
Of course. Apologies, Agnesia. What was it that you said?
I was saying that agreed. Ooh, be crinkling so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
Okay.
I could not hear a single word.
Okay, that crinkles again. Who's crinkling? No crinkles, please.
Nipper.
His wife
no
is in the
crinkles.
corner. She's got like tinfoil present wrapping rolls. She's damn kids. They crinkle it up. Uncrinkling it, flattening it out by hand.
Usually just makes a little like a noise at the face at the sound, but pushes past it. As I was saying, I was just saying that I agree with you on trying not to deal with not getting rid of natural resources like trees, I don't think. I think that's the type of thing Riverfall can produce and output at its own pace rather than having any, merchants come in for that. I'd say we've got a lot of apples, fruit. The land is pretty fertile. Things like that are all possibilities.
I agree. That's what I was thinking about. Making it mostly a trading hub, but I agree with you. Not exploiting the land, merely utilizing it for self-preservation and selling off any small excess we may have.
Yeah.
Fruit,
Well,
vegetables.
once the road is finished, it should be a good place, for people to come and go. If you want to set stuff up.
I agree. Thank you. So we'll begin making his way out. I don't remember if I told you. Did Lord Hammond tell you about the plans?
People to talk to.
Look out! You hear from above you as roll a dex save.
Okay.
Alikos.
Would danger sense apply to this?
No, you're
Okay.
surprised.
Oh.
7.
What did the person say?
So
Oh my
look
god,
out.
look out. As
Look out.
a clay pot falls on your head
Ka-shing! Just
from
shatters.
about 20 feet. This would
Oh,
probably
wow.
kill someone else or knock them out at least with 4 bludgeoning.
It just shatters against it as he was talking. His head's just a little dazed as he kind of like sways for a second and catches his balance.
He
As
had
a,
like already moved to start shoving him out of the way, but he already got hit. Oh my goodness, are you okay?
apples, trees, fertile.
You there, sir. Are you alright?
Ugh.
witch tried to kill you.
Which witch?
We saw what you did. A few rapscallions and braggarts say as they point upwards.
Look up and see. Is there
The
anybody up
girl
there?
is just like hands over her mouth, eyes wide. She's like the gardener or something. She was watering plants that are all on the ledge of the roof, and she's like just frozen. She can't believe that you're still up or that she did this. One of the two.
Peace be upon you people. I'm gonna sit down. So he kind of like takes a few
That's the
steps in
sixth
your
pot
background.
she's dropped this week. She's a man killer, that one. Ain't no gardener. The only plant she makes is a Venus flytrap. I reckon the same. She's out for your head. Let's fetch the god, shall we? Aye, come on. And despite you telling them
Everybody's
not to
alright.
fetch the guard.
Oh gods. Okay.
Everybody's all right.
See how. Is he like regain his
Please,
composure?
I was an accident. That's what she always says.
Agni, can you convince them to kind of just
hey.
relax? Kind of give her a tap, gives you eagle splendor. See, I'm gonna sit down.
And he walks on over. Okay, hey. All right, accidents happen. And look, he's fine. He's got a bump on his head. Don't worry about it. Hey, hun. And she points to the gardener woman. All right, come here.
Mandarol, I think she's trying to put a curse on you. She might be part of the coven. Stay away from me, witch. Stay away. As they're like backing up.
Say of all the things witches do, physically knocking a pot off a ledge while they're watering it is not one of those things. She didn't bibbity bobbity boo cast a spell, pushed a pot accidentally. It's fine.
Most
Don't
witch-like
worry.
thing I've ever heard. And how do you even know such big words on account of your learnings and such? It's the
I'm a
devil.
witch now.
Aye. Please don't harm us in anything strange or foul or nothing.
Not a witch, hun.
They seem utterly convinced. Roll an intimidation, even though you're more or less persuading.
Okay, I do have advantage because he just gave me Eagle Splendor.
Mm-hmm. And they can feel your natural charisma and
Team.
alright,
Too.
we don't want no trouble. And they just kind of turn back and go into the shop that they were currently working at. They seem like laborers of one of the furniture shops here.
Turn to the woman.
She's
Right?
actually not up there as you look, and then you see her in your peripheral view. She's come out the front of the building to greet you on street level to make face an apology.
All right, miss?
Oh, I'm stricken with guilt. Is he all right?
He's fine. It's just a little cut. See Sana cleaning it with a bit of alcohol and rag.
I just seem to have the worst luck lately. Oh, what a foul time for it as well. But as long as you're all right, if there's anything I can do, perhaps a potted plant?
Sure. A potted plant.
Okay, and she runs inside, and out of her own pay, she fetches a 2-foot cubic potted plant. An
Bigger
orchid.
than I thought.
I know it doesn't look like much now, but one orchid's really a beautiful plant. It never really dies. As long as it's taken care of.
How much do you know about
Hopefully
botany?
this will be a gift that lasts. Sorry? What?
Sorry, he's kind of rubbing his head as he stands
Oh no,
up.
don't apologize to me. I'm just a wench.
You're not just anyone. You're
My
a person
apologies,
just
my lord,
like anyone
please.
else. No, you said you know a lot about botany, right?
Yeah, a fair bit. I was able to afford to enlist myself in schooling. Recently graduated. This is my first job, and I feel as though I might be expelled.
Sure. What's your favorite flower?
Oh, that's such a big question. And she
Bring me a
begins to
favorite
go
one
off.
from upstairs.
Oh, but it just isn't done justice by this time of year. It only
Bring
blooms
it.
under certain
Go on.
conditions. Yes,
Go on and
my
bring it.
lord. And she rushes off, and you hear her boss go, "What's the meaning of this?"
Yeah.
I'm just... Oh, very well, girl. Go. Klutz. Be more nice to her, Dick. I'm not a hard dick, alright? I'm about as soft a dick as they go.
You call him that just so you can say that line.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Fucking of course he did. What do you think this is?
And a few minutes later, she comes rushing back down with this... Nothing, really. It's just... It's not budding yet. She's waiting for
he will-
the turn of fall.
Right, as he will kind of reach out to the plant and almost kind of giving it a small touch before almost pulling out this beautiful flower of what type of flower is it, Paul?
It is, she tells you, when it's in bloom, it's a lovely red. It resembles a chrysanthemum in a way, many, many petals, but it wears them like a dress with a smiling, bright face of tangerine.
It wouldn't happen to look like this, would it?
As miraculously she sees it just kind of unfurling. It looks like a ballerina kind of opening up, twisting, and taking a bow as it comes out, and then just kind of palooms down and has a little bounce to it. And her tears begin to water with eyes.
Eldritch horror.
Oh no! Oh my god!
You know what I meant. I just went with it.
Kill the witch!
She's a witch. Does she weigh the same as a duck?
No.
Sorry.
Depends on how big of the duck, I suppose. You have heard of dire ducks by the people of Riverfall.
That's what we have Pepper for.
Yeah, people are fearful of it's a folklore thing, dire ducks.
Canadian, the D&D version of Canadian geese. The dire dog.
The last sound you'll ever hear.
The DM is Canadian.
Honk.
All right.
As
Yeah, she is ever so grateful. You have affected her life.
he will, as she's kind of starts crying over the beauty of the plant, he will say, I hope you have a better rest of your day. And he will begin walking off.
Yeah, just as frozen as she was when she dropped the planter, she stands there, an equal amount of paralysis, but it's derived from a wide smile ear to ear. She looks at it, and then just kind of looks up, and we see her, from her point of view, watching you guys just much further down the road, taking a left out of sight, and kind of continue on. As we lose sight of you around the corner, the camera fades left to right, black, and then opens up once again with the doctor looking inside of Adlin's mouth. Okay, well, I didn't have to do that, but best to be sure.
All right, I don't know what tonsils have to do with a heart problem, but okay.
I don't know too much about halflings. I figured your body was small. I could maybe see right to the source of the problem. But these special lenses are for. Taps them and pulls them up.
Okay. Well, preliminary thoughts?
He does, I'm not a doctor in real life, but he does diagnose you properly. He is a professional and tells you that yes, indeed, you do have a murmur of sorts and sort of a sputter. Something wrong with one of the valves or the pressure, and he begins to explain to you what the inside of a body looks like, and then asks you if you would donate your body to science if you passed, so that if anyone else ever had this affliction, they could better help them.
You know what, Doctor? If my body's retrievable at that time, absolutely.
Of course. Well,
unfortunately, line of work and everything might not necessarily make it readily available.
well, I recommend light activity, but not a lack of activity. You're going to need to keep the body going. Just as a wagon.
Yeah.
Sits on the ground for too long, the wheels will fall off.
Mm-hmm.
That with a healthy diet and a regiment of natural herbs. Perhaps the luck of the halfling. You'll live. And slaps you on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's good.
Where you're missing an arm, then he looks at that. You said out of character. You were going to ask about the metal arm.
Yeah, and after he's checked about the heart, he would just kind of go and pull out the metal arm. And actually, I was curious about your thoughts on this here. It was made for me when I ended up losing this arm here, and it does the job well, but do you think this is maybe putting some more strain on everything?
Oh, gauging by the weight, definitely throws your balance out of whack. Not good for your back. But you think it could be affecting you internally? Possibly.
Yeah,
it's closer. I'm going to need to take a blood sample.
Sure, yeah.
Not afraid of 6-inch needles, are you?
I mean, I've been stabbed with worse.
Good, then an 8-inch needle shouldn't be a bother.
All right, now do keep in mind, Doctor, I'm only I'm not a very big person, so if you keep up gauging these needles, it's just going to pass right through me.
Right. We need a bigger needle. We'll fill it up less. Grabs the foot-long needle. He's holding it with 2 hands. Halflings. All right, there's only one way about this. Turn around.
Now, Doctor,
turn around. You paid me for this. As he hoists this needle, and the camera pans out of the tent, and we just hear like a he like stabs you in the back of the thigh, and takes a big filter.
Doctor, I'm only like 3 feet tall. Why are you pulling out a foot-long needle now?
Only taking 30%.
Oh god.
And yeah, he does some alchemical tests. He watches the way your blood boils, and kind of like Iron Man 2, Marvel shit. Yes, your blood has toxicity to it. It reacts in certain ways with different standards and other variables that it should not. He goes, "Oh no, this is good. I'm afraid this is actually beyond any medical sciences as we know it, and we're pretty advanced. But I do have a colleague on the Zarnassus coast who does wonders with blood transfusions. I heard he drained a whole entire elephant and refilled it. The elephant lived, and I heard it has a good life in the circus or something."
Uh-huh. So you're saying my blood is almost toxic at this point?
Yes, I am not sure what this metal is. I'm not a metallurgist. Looks to be mundane steel as far as I can tell. But Hardy, not responding well with you, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, well, I guess that means I'll leave it off my person.
Oh yes, most definitely. Luckily for you, halflings live extended lives, as far as I know. But any true professionals in halfling medicine would be across the West Wales, well across this continent.
Alright.
You have an address of which I could reach you at. I will, it's all of interest to me, and I'll be in correspondence with some of my colleagues. The one I had mentioned was on Zarnassus coast, the hematologist. That means a guy who deals in blood, but isn't a Nosferatu per se, which is a word for a vampire.
Yes,
Do not exist, by the way. Folklore, myth.
You know what, Doctor? I've got some interesting things that, maybe we can talk about it later. Yeah, no, I can give you an address, but I don't know when I'll be back by there.
All right.
And I'll actually give him the address to the house at Mossfield.
For the examination, the prescription I have for you here, that'll be about 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, easy.
We can do payments, understandable. Oh, right.
No, I'm just, here it is, right here.
And take 2 of these.
Uh-huh.
And I'll take the other 2.
Okay.
He just knocks back these 2 pills. Swallows them dry. Big horse pills.
Then. Yeah.
Psilocybin mushroom.
Uh-huh.
After you eat it, he says that.
Mm-hmm.
Cure all.
Okay.
Free of charge.
Oh, why, thank you.
You might want to get somewhere safe within the next 30 to 10 minutes. Or maybe head down to the beach. Just avoid swimming without supervision.
Okay. All right then. I guess I'll take you up on that.
I'm afraid you already have.
Yeah. All right. I guess in that case, I should probably be going.
Yes, I have a hot date in about an hour. I need to get ready for. She's got gout, but it's a good a reason as any to spark love. Hey, now.
Good luck to you, Doctor. Yeah. Here's your 10 gold here. Oh God, what's about to happen? Yeah, Adela's just like putting on everything as quick as he can. Doesn't even really
realize
put
this guy's
on...
a bit of a kook.
Yeah, he doesn't even put on the armor, just the clothing that he had underneath it, because he's sitting there like, oh God, I don't got time. I gotta go find the others quick. As he goes all in ass, trying to find somebody before whatever's about to happen happens.
We see you ripping on out into the streets, and we do catch back up with the others who, in their little time of carousing, they have come across a meeting of thoroughfares that is gay with decoration and ribbons and happy people. They're even having little dances in the streets. It's a noble affair taking place. And the sound just kind of hits you as you come around that corner. You're not inclined to engage with this whatever is going on here. Just noblemen and noblewomen in dances of courtship. You guys are just continuing on your way, still trying to talk to individuals, set yourselves up. Carry on as you will, as we see you walking through this courtyard of merriment.
Maybe there's some people are having a good time. They're a little bit more willing to give things they might not usually. These merchants might be having a good time making money off of all these nobles. Now might be a good time to talk to them.
Very wise, Ignacia. Very wise.
Gotcha.
So let's see. Besides, how do you think we can find a merchant who would buy produce? I wonder. So, I imagine there's a grocer nearby, right? Or...
A little bit far for the produce for Baldrick's Watch. I mean, a lot of it would go bad by then. It's more about if these merchants happen to be traveling, or might want to convince them to take our road once it's done.
Very, very wise. Let's see. I believe you might be right on that one.
Please stop the music!
Oh dear.
I will repeat once. Please stop. Sad music. Immediately stop. As you see a very short crier, about 5'3", walk up on a 2-foot with a 2-foot box and some guards, and stands up on the box and begins giving the news, the good word to the people of these streets. As such, there will be another raise in tax of 3% come the end of the quarter to support the war ongoing. As well, there will be a public execution today at... gives a time, which is like later in this afternoon, the end of work hours, so that all people can attend. Goes off about some other business. Those of proper standing will be reminded that the birthday of Duke Gunter's twins is coming up. Please, those invited, do not spend more or less than given amounts. Gives an amount of money, and you just continue to hear the news, and eventually this crier stops. I don't know how intently you guys would be listening to that, or if you just take that as it is for flavor.
I'd listen in.
No, sorry.
Interesting.
Did they mention anything about this execution, like who it is?
Yeah, roll perception.
And they mentioned there's like a party for the Dugotten twins?
No, the Duke.
What?
Duke Gunter's twins.
Duke Gunter's twins. Okay.
Dugotten is like an ancient. That's like an ancient culture that you know about from working in the Circle of the Horn.
Okay.
There's multiple executions on the platforms of treason, blasphemy, poaching, theft. There's about 6 people being executed today, one by one, hanging by the neck, chopped off hands. So not everyone's dying, but there's going to be a public display, and a lot of the nobility will be in attendance.
Right. Just wanted to make sure. Did they list out? Okay, yeah, that's mostly Agnes' concern. Is Pippa Penny on that docket?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. Yeah, and you also hear with that really high 22. And Sana, you can roll as well. Like an insight sounded more like what you were doing, though. You were listening between the lines.
Hey, twinning!
Nice. Guess what? I was just not going to see it first. You also hear like a side conversation. These 2 blokes going, "Oh, poor lads, they've been up in the pillory for weeks. Oh, I know. I'm pretty sure they're innocent. The Duke's gone livid of late. You think it's on account of... Watch your tongue. You'll be thrown in the pillory as well." And then they sort of like meet your gaze, Agnesia, and continue about their way. And they weren't like common folk. These weren't rabble. This was like 2 well-dressed individuals with pelted suits. And Sana, you get the sense of what was being told here. The information that's being driven to this sector of the city was not directed towards the execution, as more information to the side. People here don't seem too concerned with that. They got more of a spiel on what they need to bring for a present, why they need to start taxing people more, and essentially that kind of stuff. This was more commerce related. And you get the sense as well with that 22 that the people, even the wealthy, are like being wrung out like a sponge till it's dry and brittle.
Oof.
People are kind of literally looking in their coin purses at this moment and wondering if they can make that payment and still live their lavish lives. Yeah, there's
Jeez.
chagrin amongst the streets of the nobility here in the crown and the Creed Ward. Sorry, the Crown Ward is where Creed Ward is where you're at.
Are they taxing the rich and the poor, or are they just
Oh,
taxing
yeah, everybody,
the rich?
everybody
Okay,
is,
but
and
like-
this is the so essentially it's the third time it's gone up by at least 3%.
Like, if it's just
And
taxing
And not
the rich,
not a
then
fla-
fuck
and from
'em,
a
but-
sound of it, Sana, not a flat 3%, 3% the first time, and then 3% on that rate, which was increased by 3%.
Oh my
So-
god.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah,
Jeez.
it's like it's
This is
bad.
America.
True evil.
It's a murder.
Truly.
Fucking California.
Okay.
Texas.
And there's one other thing. You hear Lord Hammond's name get mentioned in this. Essentially, it just like spreads his good name. Reminds the people that he will be in a procession and be in the city. That
Ew,
anyone
they're
who
using
listens-
him to. Alright, yeah.
Anyone who
Quick
wishes
propaganda.
Mm.
yeah, no, they do some propaganda on him. He's like the poster boy of this country.
Mm.
The Wayne Gretzky of hockey.
The way, yeah.
The Michael Jordan of basketball. And like hearing his name, people are just like, oh, well, that's nice.
Works
Yeah,
like a
we love
charm
Lord
every
Some
time.
older noble women to the side just go, nice.
I was gonna say now all the women
His
are
old
like,
girls.
have to go.
And
I
as
gotta
the
pay those
crier,
taxes just to see Lord Hammond.
as the crier leaves, the festivities resume.
Yeah, I think we kind of head around, start putting out the word about Riverfall. Like, there's gonna be a road there. You can get to lots of good places there.
All right, first thing I need is investigation as you try to figure out the good people to talk to here. Whoever wants to roll it with advantage, you're all working together.
Let's all help Sana.
I agree.
I can.
Sana
I can do
doing the deduction.
that.
Yeah,
Deduction.
You're profiling people and
Investigation.
business owners.
Yeah.
And just
Investigation.
passively, Sana, even
Say.
before you roll this, you know that you might get a few people in the crown in the Creed Ward, but these are more like settled in businesses. They got everything they need in this city. It's more likely you'll find traveling folk in the common wards and beyond, but not
Oh,
unlikely to make a contact here either. But yeah, roll
Yeah.
your investigation.
I give them that heads up. But 14.
Yeah, you find most people in the Creed Ward dismisses of you. They've not heard of this new vassalage. And the closest person who's to being in agreement says that, well, maybe I do some business with shipments to White Stag. I'll
This would
be
be
in
quite
word
useful
with
if you were cutting
I'll
across
be
the
in
White
word with
Stag.
the Vice and Trehan. Yes. Please don't cut me off again in my place of business.
Alright, I thought you were finished. You took a pause.
Hmm.
Apologies.
It was merely cadence to accentuate my point. Well, do not contact me again. I will contact you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And afterwards, after meeting several dicks not named Dick, you come back. You come back to the outer part of the city, or like just beyond the outer wall, the common wards, where it's a mix of residential fares, people dressed in hand-me-down throws, but you know it's still a nice city here, and you know plenty of shops and more to a line of which travels and abodes that kind of mercantile. Roll me a perception. Not perception. Persuasion. Whoever wants to now as well.
Agni.
As you're kind of heading this, and
That's why we
then
brought you, girl.
I'm not going to fail or succeed you on this. We're going to take that roll. I'll kind of give you the result, and then we'll just RP it out.
This is advantaged from being
Persuasion.
helped.
Unless you're like intimidating people
No.
or
I meant-
deceiving them.
Like how Sana had advantage from
Yeah,
her
you have
helping her
advantage.
do. Okay, I
Yeah.
just wanted to check that before I rolled
Yeah, and then you just RP that out like you're talking together.
it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a couple of moguls, trio, I should say.
Ooh,
Holy
baby.
moly. My girl.
Didn't even need it.
This is for Riverfall, baby.
Riverfall, baby.
Via V gritty rules. You are inspired. You gain inspiration, Alikos, by Agnesia's ability for speechcraft, the gift of her gab, as she's driving people into willingly making deals they otherwise likely wouldn't have. A lot of them haven't heard of this road being built from Mossweald to this new place, nor have they heard of this place. It's across the lands, but they're eager to listen. They see this as a prospect, something with great potential, and they're eager, many folk here, for this business venture. So you guys will succeed. But you can go ahead and give me the gist of some RP here of how you're approaching and talking to people. Maybe we can like lock on to one of these figures. After talking to a few, they point you to a head of a independent merchants guild.
Yeah. Agnes can just kind of be in there and on to the topic of, oh goodness, I don't know how trade routes work in real life. It could cut down a decent amount of time if you're going through new road through Mossweald. You could hit White Stag. You could hit Mossweald better.
Well, it's indeed no secret that most business is poached once it makes its way through King's Cross. So why not goods through Mossweald instead? And through the Wedge would be fortuitous for all of us here.
And Mossweald is thriving as well. Busy, very busy. They recently had a very large auction. Huge amounts of money dropped there. You could find
I
tons
suppose
of
until
people.
this road you say is constructed, we could do business at Mossweald. Though this may be a stint on relationships with the northern trade, but the gateway to the west all have known is where the true coinage lies. That is the rest of the empire. Quite the prospect you brought here for me. I must say, I must thank you. This will give me an edge against these cruel taxes that have befallen us of late.
Of course, sir. Much better way to do business is to skirt around it just a little bit.
May I
What
ask?
sort of resources do you provide? I'd be fine and well enough to drop off goods and pick up, as we used you as a way station. Perhaps set up a warehouse, a small one.
Absolutely. Well, Riverfall is currently growing, of course. We have many orchards. There's a large amount of trees nearby. All the things you would expect along the southwest.
But
That's where it is,
unfortunately,
right?
yeah, unfortunately, the conflict of the West is such talk cannot be avoided.
Seems
We're
so,
not
but there
even
are...
secured our passage yet until these skirmishes are through.
The town of Riverfall
course,
is
so-
currently being bolstered by a military presence. Along with that, it has future plans for the military on being bolstered as a siege factory. Not only will it have the benefits of being a normal town, but it also have a heavy military presence. Along with such a heavy military presence, you'd also have the large amount of guard patrols in order to support such a
You
presence.
yourself reside in this city?
I do.
I could tell by your stock then. It would be well protected, any goods I lay there. Well, you have my count. And from the sounds of it, the rest of the others that you spoke to. We'll put something together official. Where can you be reached?
Sana? You mind pulling out some parchment and giving this man a good address?
Well, what address would be good? Afraid I'm so new.
One
The
of our-
moment we're staying at, and you will give the place that we're currently at the inn in this town, and then give the address of our home in Mossfield, and then of the home. She'll look at Alicos of the home in Riverfall in case from any three of them.
Right, so if you do happen to go and visit Riverfall before you send a caravan there, you're going to want to speak with Sheriff Donovan.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't do any visiting and content behind my desk.
Nothing wrong with that. Pleasure doing business. I wish you...
The pleasure was, in fact, all mine. Your names again. I was so in the throes of this exchange. I must say it went over my head. I'll reintroduce myself. I'm the head guildsman of We Few Merchants. My name is Dogger Gant.
Oh, he's the head of a whole freaking guild? Holy hell.
A small independent guild. Local businesses. Not like the big conglomerate, but you know.
I'll take
like
it.
a few independent businesses that, because of taxes and stuff and everything else, they fare better working together. They help each other out when need be.
Lord Sadiri, a pleasure.
Wants to shake your hand. He's old, but he's got a strong grip.
Yep, my man.
But not too strong, just matches what you provide.
It's your Sunstorm.
There's a pause.
Uh-oh.
He snaps his thick fingers. Goes, you're pretty famous.
Oh. I've been around a little bit.
Well,
You heard
I've
me
been
say.
around a lot longer, I can tell you. I've heard your name once or twice. You were part of that show, weren't you?
Indeed I was.
You've aged fairly.
You kindly.
You see, you've
Aged
made
very well
quite
yourself.
well for yourself. Congratulations. Look
you.
forward to increasing all of our true wealth. And you there, miss.
Sana,
Ah,
pleasure.
fine name. One more thing, before you go. Do you think I could get an autograph?
From me or from Sana? Just kidding.
Slides paper towards you. Like you
And
see.
you'll do it.
Yeah, an old man, but he looks like a young kid getting his baseball card signed.
Put a little like XO at the side. Like she wants this guy to really like her. Like it's personalized like to him. You know, she puts a little effort into it.
Yeah, he's a half dwarf, kind of looks like Santa Claus, and kind of does a little ho 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 chuckle, blushes, and we see you guys taking your leave back out into the light of day.
Thanks, Adam.
As you guys walk back out, ding, 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 ding. We hear bells, crier bells. We hear city bells. We have our vision taken by the light once again, and open up to Adlin hauling ass through the streets. And there's a. Oh, where is it? I need you to roll an acrobatics, Adlin, because you're hauling ass. Acrobatics, Adlin. As you're running through the busy streets.
No pressure.
He might not be here.
Ned?
Adlin, I call upon thee. Show your face.
That's all right. It's just like a quick scene where we see him running through the streets, and we open up to wherever you guys would like. What was the next course of business? There's plenty of daylight left.
As we're leaving. As I imagine we leave for a little bit, we'll go like about 100 steps. As he's like, how on earth did you do that?
I don't even know. Ever talk your way into emergent, head of emergent guild's room, and then just talk your way into a trade room? So like, the hands for like double high five. Like she's really proud of herself.
Boom. By the, he's like, I've never. I'm utterly speechless. I mean, you weren't obviously. I mean, you managed to talk our way into their coffers practically, but he's like that. I didn't realize you had such guile. Maybe you. Maybe there's a calling for you. It's almost a year. 9 months? 10 months? Something like that.
It's been a bit over a year. Who knows, man?
God, who knows? Maybe instead of just thanks for maybe instead of just baking pies, maybe you could would that be no, it wouldn't be an ambassador. I know there's something better. There's something better for River. Well, gosh, no, that wouldn't work. Head of state? No, not really a state, are we? Sana, what do you think?
I clearly found the words. Clearly, you are having trouble. That's all right.
That's why we brought you, of course.
Come on. Do we have anywhere else to go today? I was gonna head by the beach to see the triplets. If you want to come, you're welcome to come. Nice. Unless you have something else you need doing.
Well, if you want to swing by the beach, I might go and catch Adlin first. Leafy. Kind of looking up at the sky. Looks like it's sun high. He's probably going back there for lunch, maybe to check up on us. Want to swing by there first, catch up with Adlin?
Sure, we can do that.
Alright. So it'll be on the way. Sana, you seem quiet.
Oh, I'm just
You're just...
worried about him. It's nothing. It's just good that he's going to a doctor.
going... Oh. I'm kind of curious why I didn't go to you first. You seem to have quite a good grasp on that sort of thing.
Thank you, but
You think me? I'm just speaking the truth.
my knowledge is more of a spiritual one of the body, which is a wide range, yes, but his ailments are a bit above my specialty.
I suppose I'll
I'm
take
sure
your
he'll be-
word for it.
Hopefully he got the medication he needs, and perhaps some downtime would do him good.
Maybe.
Sorry, I don't mean to put a tamper on things.
Oh no, not at all. You're most certainly fine. You know,
Agni, you really do have a way with words.
Thank you. Thanks.
And Adlin, can I get that acrobatics check now?
Oh yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't be
I don't
sorry.
know why that. There you go.
All right. And a con save.
Con save. Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. I feel like it's gonna be a 1.
Mhm.
Oh, it's good.
Starting to feel something churning in your stomach, and you quickly rally to the rest of the Vanguard in dire straits as You can feel the world getting more colorful and bright with each stride you take. People look in amazement as this halfling rips on by through the crown's ward, looking for his companions. Roll me an investigation, as you're not quite yet poisoned. You follow the trail of chaos. No, wait, that's not right. You deduce the direction that they would do and what you last know that they were going about, and you do end up catching up with them within an hour's time of leaving the doctor's. But has it been an hour? You don't know. All you know is that you were staring at a crossroads for maybe the last few seconds, and you kind of snap out of it, and there's a jester who's kind of sitting in a weird way on a bench beside you, just staring at you with a sad face. And in your peripheral vision, you do see the Scarlet Vanguard. Your eyes kind of dilate as they're just really bright and full of auras that you can see right now, just scintillating, each in their own, as they are kind of returning from the common wards along this main path you decided to wait for them upon.
Just with silent speech, he says to whoever the fuck this is next to him, "Ah, yes. Sorry, yeah, nope, gotta go. Bye."
Takes his goblet of wine and like throws it in his own face. And you could just make your way off. It's delayed. Like, you stand up, you thought, but it's like a second later that you find yourself in motion, and then you kind of catch up to yourself, and you can hear the running waters so clearly beside you of this thoroughfare's courtyard fountain. Like, over the city rabble, you just hear this water. The birds, like, you just have like some weird clarity right now with your mushroom-induced state and high passive perception. And the rest of you walk up, and just knowing Adlin for so long, you can see he's a little bit, definitely Sana having medicine proficiency. You can see he's in a malaise.
Oh, goodness.
Hi.
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 I kind of like look him over a bit.
Oh,
28.
boom.
You see all the signs of someone on magical mushrooms.
How did your doctor's appointment go?
Oh, I'm good. Doctor gave me something. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Did he say why?
Huh?
Roll a wisdom save, Adlin. As she says, "Did he say why?" You find that hilarious, like, and you sort of like stifle a chuckle for a moment.
Huh?
Did he say why he gave you that?
No. No. No.
With that crit in medicine, do
You
think
actually know it is considered a
Yeah.
cure-all if properly dosed out to somebody.
Yeah. Do I think this was properly dosed?
Given his size, like, I mean, probably was given a dose for a human
Oh god.
or a
Alright.
medium-sized creature.
Do I think there's any danger?
No
Right,
way.
yeah.
You can't really overdose on this. They would start throwing up.
Yeah,
The body
Sana,
will just refuse it.
kneeling in front of Adlin, looks up to Alikos and Acne and say he should be fine, but he's gonna be off for a while.
As you're kind of saying that, Adeline will kind of like really start to zone out, and just because it's kind of funny, he's going to be using Divine Sense and Primeval Awareness.
Oh my god.
He's gonna see it all.
You're gonna give yourself like some kind of brain aneurysm.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking stroke out.
Adeline, you are overwhelmed. What's the radius actually that you can do?
Yeah.
What's your favorite enemies? Undead?
My favorite enemies are undead and fiends.
Okay.
And I was burning a second level slot because I find that funny.
See.
And the divine, nope, not smite, sense. There. Just having a time.
No fiends within your the immediate miles of this city. Or sorry, no undead within the immediate miles of the city. But there's a trace of fiendish magic. Not fiendish magic, a fiendish presence somewhere. Little blips, different locations, different directions. What other?
Sana, Adeline just
You sense a little bit of Fae.
And celestial, right?
You definitely sense dragon. An elemental.
Adeline just grabs onto one of y'all's shirts. Let's see who. That'll be fun. Grabs onto Alikos your shirt.
Oh,
and
God.
Just, they're here.
I
No
think
one inside Adlin.
I think you should perhaps take a moment and breathe. He's kind of like gives a tap on the shoulder as he will attempt to cast lesser restoration on him,
If I
Yeah.
see that,
thinking he's drunk or something.
I would try and stop him.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I see you casting something. I put a hand to you and say, no, don't.
It's too funny. Don't.
Just say,
Sona, what's the matter?
it has some adverse side effects, but this is going to help him a bit. It's best to just let him go through it.
Adeline does a hard turn and starts stumbling off in the direction he's trying to find where that fiend was.
I grab him by the hood of his cloak.
Sona,
Easy
he's
enough.
drunk.
He's under
Hi.
medication.
Evelyn, I've
There's-
taken these mushrooms. It's all right. Hey,
There's fiends.
dude.
There's fiends.
That's so awesome. Let's just go chill. What's really fun when you're high as hell? You're painting.
Agony, there's a. We don't have time for that. There's a fiend.
Yeah,
There's-
I know. We can paint little devils on the paper with our fingers, man. Let's go.
Roll a persuasion. You find yourself exceptionally gullible, Adlin, right now. And
Yeah,
easily
that's fair.
that's still on your mind, but like an idea gets brought up to you and it's
Oh.
you go on a
13.
ride. This is still very interesting to you though, Adlin, just being someone who literally is now become a paladin. You have like through the afflictions of your adventures, like you have taken on a great burden of like putting yourselves against these creatures, and no matter your given state or who tells it to you, you're still driven to your course of action. It's the guy, as you guys see him, kind of trying to lead you on down one of these main streets from the central thoroughfare, meeting between the common horde.
We have to make sure everyone's okay. Come on,
Yeah, Edlin, everything's gonna be just fine.
follow me.
I heard there was a fiend at the beach. Let's go to the beach.
As he's like hard to get your hands on with his passives. He's leading you guys on down. Our heroes traipse down these historical and merry bright streets, extra bright for Adlin.
Sona, do you want
What?
to keep an eye on him?
On it.
As you're saying that, you notice that the smiles fade and the sounds of the city ahead of you on the next street replaced with the sounds of squelching rotten fruit and vegetables against the poor sods up in the pillories and stalks. And you hear the boos of the common rabble. And those that are in the stalks and pillory awaiting their execution, coming quite soon. As you can see, some of them are going to get the axe, some hanging till death. The axe is being sharpened, the headsman's already out there, and people are gathering. And within these 6 individuals, there's a pair of children no older than 10, no way. A pair of young commoner boys. Is this justice?
What the fuck?
Boo! Fire rapscallions! As one of these kids gets welted in the face with a rotten tomato.
Do they like?
Wait.
Another woman takes a potato to the gut.
Do they like have any signs
Guards
like?
around.
Do they have like any like wooden signs or anything like above them that like says like what their crimes are or something like that?
There is a crier, actually the one you had seen earlier today, who's getting ready at the podium to begin like listing charges. They're literally in like the few minutes leading up to this all going down. People are kind of gathering behind you. You guys hadn't noticed because you were dealing with Adlin.
Seeing the kids, I'd launch myself up there if I can.
Okay, that is just to give you perspective on what you see. The Duke, with your high passives, the Duke himself is up in a viewing balcony of one of the larger buildings with his 2 twin daughters and an entourage. You see that there are maybe fucking 1,000 people here all together gathering.
I know. I'm launching towards the crier, not like on stage or whatever.
Okay. I thought you were saying you're like Dragon Ball Z jump on the stage.
I'm fucking going. No, that's how you die. I want to talk to him.
All right. How do you make your way through the crowd? People aren't having it. They don't. You're one of the rabble. You're in here with them in this mosh pit, and they're like people aren't trying to let you pass. They came here early to get a good show. The people in the front might even get splashed with blood if they're lucky.
Oh, these people are fucking sick. I don't want to cause a scene, so I don't pop my fly, but can I do acrobatics? Like if I have to like run along a wall.
Yeah, you just contour through people.
22.
Yeah, you start weaving your way through the crowd. What are the rest of you doing? As you see Sana like immediately kind of turn away from Adlin. As you all take this in for a moment, you're kind of shell-shocked, I imagine. The city's quite nice, and then you just see this. And then you kind of shake your heads, and you see Sana's like, just no, she's got to do something. She's moving through the crowd.
Adlin's sitting there. He's trying to get a peg on that fiend one more time, but as he's doing that, though, he begins to kind of fumble around in the bag. And Alikos, I'm not sure how well you would remember it, but Agni probably would. But you can see that he's starting to pull out a bat mask.
Oh,
Out of his fucking hand. Agni, yeah, she's gonna also push her way Sana into were we able to see, I'm sorry if I missed it, what it said these kids did that's worthy of execution?
No. It's going to be called out, though, to the people.
Okay.
No one here is in any right to question it.
Fuck them, Agni has every right. Shouldn't give half a fuck about these people.
Yeah, you're the protagonist of our story, of course.
Wait, yeah.
wait, Agnesia, are you?
Pauses.
Hold on, you're gonna need some help. As
Alikos.
Oh.
Alikos.
Is that hay bale talking to me?
It's Adlin.
Alikos, take this.
Looks under the. What does he see?
You see Adlin's arm kind of shoot out and shove the bat mask into your hands, and he's pulling a cowl up over his head that just kind of blacks out his features entirely.
Evan lost your mind.
I can't find the fiend, but we can save the kids.
Go do your thing. Agni, here, you're gonna need some help. I saw just let's take the bat mask and just shove it in his bag, and he'll. Agni, back here, quickly.
Come to them.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Alan, you're gonna
Yeah, you guys are sus.
Oh yeah,
In the
absolutely.
back of the crowd here, you don't know this,
Right.
but the guards are, there's a lot of them here. There's like almost 1,000 folk about to gather, so they're ready
they're
to
on
like,
watch.
if anyone wanted to resist this, they're ready to enforce the law upon them. You see a lot of nobles here who are sitting in the higher viewing balconies, and amongst them, you do not see Lord Hammond. You do know is in the city.
Right. As Alco's gonna kind of pull you to one of the side streets. If you
Okay, I should go with him.
Right, as you're gonna need some help getting through that crowd. As he'll kind of hold like the shield towards himself, as he'll turn into the large horse again.
Was gonna be a bit more subtle about it, but okay.
You turn into a horse, and people are gasping.
Oh, he went to the side street. That's what he said. He
Oh,
kind
the
of pulled away
side
from the
street.
crowd,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
went into an
out.
alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As then he'll kind of see you said you want to be a bit more subtle. He'll just like kind of tilt his head, like, "Are you sure?" Give you stare at you with his one big eye.
She looks around, makes sure no one can see her. Can she do a quick perception check?
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the courtyard, you know for a fact everyone can see you.
I'm on the side street with
Okay, yeah.
the side
Then
street with
go ahead.
Alicos.
No, roll stealth as you just try not to be seen. Use that as your stealth roll. So a natural 19. Yeah,
Holy crap!
you guys did a good job.
Thank goodness, I'll take that
Oh.
then.
So 21. So yeah, you guys did a good job to like, you came up, like showed disinterest, turned to a side street.
Now that there's a horse, Agni snaps her fingers and casts Disguise Self to just look like a random person, just a normal human woman.
Very clever.
Of relatively noble, like she looks pretty noble. Like looks like she has some money. She's hoping to try and get to the nobles to find out what the fuck is going on. And she'll get up on this horse, I guess.
Right. And Adeline, you just kind of are like standing there for a moment as you hand a few things out. Just roll me a perception check because you have the highest passive.
Holy moly!
Of all the nobles in their balconies, one of them is familiar to you. A woman with bright red curly hair up in a beehive bun, young of
remember
face,
her.
in a turquoise dress, and you can see she's kind of like waiting, biding her time, and as it's getting within like the last couple minutes before it's all about to go down, she like whispers something to her retainer and leaves her booth. And you just get like a gut punch because you know last time you saw this woman was during the auction and she had plans to intervene. At the same time, Sana, you've come to the front of the crowd and there's guards standing in front of you, so you can't get past the guards. You're
That's
standing
fine.
shoulder to shoulder. There's them, a 5-foot space, and then the pillory stage.
I just
And up on
call
the
out.
one side, the podium.
Excuse me.
You try to yell out,
Head.
and then you're like, okay, I'll just message spell. These guards look at you casting a spell. Hey, what are you doing?
I need to talk to him.
They grab your hand. But you say your message first. You get the spell off.
Yeah, I say, whose order was it to have these kids killed?
He looks out amongst the crowd. Roll a persuasion with disadvantage.
Alright. Here we go. Holy
Nice!
shit!
Holy crap!
Wow.
That's money in an
Oh
18.
yeah.
Nice.
You do well to stay out of the Duke's business, whoever this. He answers without answering.
Perfect. I make my way over to the Duke.
He's up in a viewing booth, like in a stately building made of stone with hanging heraldry.
Alright. This is probably gonna piss some people off, but I really need to talk to him before this starts. Take off and pop my wings. Two bright wings pop from my back, and I take off towards it. Not like fucking getting there, like dashing, but going slow a bit. like making eye contact with the guards around. Like I need to go up to him.
Not
You gotta
quite.
say
You spread your wings. The people
Uh-oh.
around you all jump to the fucking sides, knocking into the rest, and a domino effect of commoners and merchants, and even a few lesser nobles getting scratches on their knees from this. And you spread these magnificent, scintillating wings and rise up, and immediately there are 24 heavy crossbows pointed at you.
That's
As you're now above the crowd like some angelic fucking prophet, self-proclaimed. There's a trumpet that goes off to tell the masses that the Duke is about to speak and to shut up. And everyone like sees the Duke rise and like picking themselves up, and there's pissed off people around you. The rest of you see this as you're riding up on your high horse in the backdrop, and Adlin, you were just kind of noticing what was happening on the balcony, deciding what you were going to do next. And now you just see Sana like above the crowd and start slowly flying towards the Duke.
if there's crossbows on me, I stay put. And I look at him because apparently he was gonna talk, right?
Yeah, he had a trumpet blown and like stood up as soon as he saw oh shit was going on.
Yeah, I'll try and start moving forward, but I'll keep an eye on the guys with fucking crossbows. They look like they're tensing up even more.
What is the meaning of this? Upstart.
I don't mean to cause a ruckus. But, and I look back to the kids being held. This cannot be right.
Ruckus you have stirred, and for breaching the peace, you shall be confined to the stocks, till the halls of egalitarianism can decide your fate amongst the court of your peers and superiors. His two twin little girls who have just been like neutral of expression are now both smiling malevolently.
Yeah, I look down at them and then at him and I go, how old are your girls?
That is of no concern to you, outsider. Kill her! Stone the bitch on sight! Yeah! Yeah! And people start getting ready to start pelting you, and pretty like monotone goes, enough. She will be given her rights such as any other. These are the ways of our land.
I ignore that and say, how old did the children on the stage look, actually?
Under 10 or under.
Yeah. Those kids can't be much older than your girls. When they do something wrong, no matter how bad, do you really think killing would be the answer?
By old royal decree, the lives of these girls are worth tenfold that of a charcoal burner's sons.
As are the boys.
Especially when said charcoal burner is known to have information and be withholding from enemies of the state. This action shall make this individual think twice before opposing the laws of this land.
Man, this guy is... I hate him. Say no life is worth more than any other.
On the contrary, we are founded on a system that those of greater value ascend to higher rank. Even rabble can become knight. But there are those who abscond from their privilege and take to lives of crime. They poison our waters and our minds, sell drugs, and kill indiscriminately in the night.
Nothing wrong with this guy.
This who support.
Cast detect thoughts. This guy's giving me weird vibes, and I
You
don't
get
know if I should.
counterspelled.
Back.
You get counterspelled by his retainer.
dang.
From the crowd, Adeline's just gonna shout, "What's Lord Hammond's opinion?"
Roll
He
persuasion with advantage.
He said the name, the magical name.
Advantage.
Nice.
Yeah!
Holy
What does
moly.
Hammond have to say? Where's Haysworth? Get the champion! People start, like, the whole mob, like, turns now, and he's got to, like, still expressionless, brings up his leather gloved hands and kind of, like, waves the crowd down. They're not acting down. A couple trumpets have to be blown by the guards. Farewell, Hammond. It's an old acquaintance of mine, like a son. Unfortunately, he could not be in attendance as he prepares for a great hunt. But he can be sent for. The punishments as such of these two children will be delayed henceforth for the next hour, once the sun passes its high mark. But the woman will be obtained for obstruction of justice. What say the people? Stonehouse! Conforter! Throw
Hey!
in the mines!
Hold on a minute. Wasn't she traveling with Lord Hammond?
Roll a constitution check as you try to out yell the crowd.
Alright.
Come on, man.
Oh, it's 13. I don't have
Your
to
voice is being lost in the many voices and opinions that are shouting now.
Agni here. Adeline, we're pretty close to him, right?
Roll a perception with disadvantage.
We were like right next to him.
You're on a
That's
high
fine.
horse in a crowded courtyard of 1,000 people and trumpets.
14.
You can see him. You can't hear what he's saying. You can see he's like yelling, and you heard the first thing that he yelled out because the crowd was kind of quiet at that point. But now that they're in a ruckus,
Okay.
he's yelling and he's a part of it.
I cast message to him. Actually, I don't have to use message. I can use Electra. That way I don't have to cast the spell visibly. Any ideas, Adeline? We gotta get Sana out of this.
We might have to play the fact that we know Lord Hammond like fucking now.
Okay.
Either that or we're gonna have to do something real fucking crazy.
Ignitia will yell again. Slightly different accent than her normal one. So I yell for the first time. I don't want to yell exactly what you yelled because she didn't hear that part. Blah, 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 my brain is not working. Panic. With the thaumaturgy spell to amplify her voice. And Lord Hammond, like... Didn't Lord Hammond know what this woman did? We can't stone her without Lord Hammond's permission. It's like trying to pull the Lord Hammond thing again. So I'm making sure she can be heard. Fucking
Yeah,
bullshit.
judgment remains as he goes on to say, these lands were founded on the backs of the first laws written as the empire known by he highest amongst us, who is so foresightful to know the path for humanity, the archmage of our magocracy, who divided amongst us vested power, even unfettered by the emperors to be. And we have upheld law and peace for age and edda on end. Now this upstart feels as though she can rise above the rest of you, as though her stars are greater than you all. Of course, this brings you to whims of malice. You wish to see
It's
her
not what
killed,
that's about. Don't you dare try and turn this.
but she will receive fair judgment as any other.
I look to the crowd and I start talking over him. Would any of you let your own children die up there, knowing that they have so much room for change? Their possibilities are endless, especially when they are this young. Nothing they could do should result in their death. None of you would protect your children, or your sister's children, or your brother's children. You'd let them die? I know that cannot be true.
Roll persuasion. Why?
16's really good for me.
Nice.
It's a flat mix of booze and adornment. Some people booing just because they want to see you hurt. Sadistic pleasure.
Human nature.
But some people actually taking the time and being educated enough to hear everything that's going on and make their own judgments. And the crowd, though still buzzing, is now a collection of conversations as people take in everything that's going on and the morality of this quandary. And the person who does answer is heralded by a horn of her own that her retainer blows. Everyone kind of, huh? Turns and looks. Says, I, for one, do not have any children to bear, but I have known many in my time as an educator and noble of these lands, and if I may, your good Duke, in the stead of Hammond until his arrival, speak my piece on this matter, as Baroness of the first family of countesses and counts within Ruxelnburg, proprietor of the Waterford University of Arts, and people are like looking at her now. She walks through the crowd. They just part for her. She gets right up underneath Sana, look to your side. This woman is guilty of no crime other than using her powers to speak her piece, of which we must subject, given unto such powers. Any might surmise to do the same, but also may we note the restraint she has held in this delegation. For there's no doubt the power that she boasts. And at that moment, the minute is passing, your wings are going back into your back. As you land down, she goes to like gingerly take your hand.
Allow her?
Yeah. Releases it. She's a noble, it's just how they act.
Mm-hmm.
Despite any given powers one individual may have vested in themselves, even I am not above the laws of these lands. This is true, but I will vouch to represent her in any further proceedings. Very well. Let it be stated and documented that Baroness von Hilda Ziegler will act on behalf of the incriminated charge. Speak your name, ye accused.
Sana. Sana Twiceborn.
Well, Sana, twice born, you will find there is not a third, should the law condemn you for your actions. The people have heard your piece. Now make your way to the pillory stage.
And what of the children?
Yes, indeed. What of the children? On what accords do we call to have these innocents hung by the neck until death? These are by old mandates, martial law held in extreme times. The city lies poisoned with the black market we all know to be stirring. Oh, the black market. He said it. He said it out loud. Yes, there is no hiding it. When faced with desperate and dire enemies, the law must rise to the same. Hanging, though, extreme even by martial law. What of the people? Do the sons of charlatans concern you? There's mixed results. Some people are all for it. Some people are weeping at this point. This is getting to be a lot.
What did the children do that was so bad that it would result in their death?
It is the sins of the father that put the stock to the slaughter.
That's
Had
not
he been
right.
honest with his dealings, then this would not come to pass. And though now he has admitted his crimes and been condemned to a lifetime of servitude within the mine, the law still stands, not fettered by ties of mortal coils to this life and world. His children will pay, for they will not grow to be bastard sons, of which will perform treachery the same. And perhaps loosened still may his tongue become, as his eyes grow dim in the dank dark of Baldrick's mind.
And where did this law come from?
These are the oldest laws that outdate even the empire which helped find the united republics of this world. The very laws that fought back the tides of fiends at our throes. The very laws that made man great and rise above primitive war laws of a discordant era. The very laws that have sustained us to this day and shall beyond. The very laws that you will abide by. For you are resident in our lands.
Just
All
because
right.
the law is old and has always been in place does not mean it should still be.
Show us the law!
Why is the law? The law is wrong! I'll thaumaturgy my voice.
His
to people
retainer
elsewhere.
steps up beside him, makes a somatic gesture, and conjures from a pocket dimension a hefty 25-pound book of
Holy.
laws.
Read it word by word!
As per Order 77, he and any of his kin who are found conspiring against their fellow man to bring about fiends and darkness to this world shall be sentenced to death or worse.
Yeah, but the kids didn't do it! So doesn't that law not apply to them? Your wording
I will
spelled out!
restate as per Order 77, he who conspires against these land and their kin shall be upheld to the gravest of punishments. Closes the book.
And you don't think that that law is wrong?
There are many things in this world which are wrong. My daughter's stolen from me by this very treacherous faction. Many he is suffering by their hands, and talk that they even play their part like a marionette in the troubles of the West.
With the power you hold and the wrong you can recognize, don't you think it's up to you to change it?
On the contrary, it's up to me to uphold it.
And if what you are holding is wrong,
then only the gods shall know as the passage of time proceeds. But as it stands, the ways of man and our ancient laws let us in to this
if we're
fourth Edda and age.
if we are going off of laws that were made so long ago in the past, then shouldn't the towers still be up and running? These arcane... I forgot the word as person.
I have heard enough of the enchantments of this she binds her by the mouth. Guards come up to gag you.
Adeline's gonna run up and go, if I can,
And you gotta get through the whole fucking crowd.
I will jump over fucking everyone with my boots
Roll
and
an athletics.
people's
Roll an
heads.
athletics.
Oh my gosh, the Scarlet Vanguard goes to prison. The next episode.
Sorry, guys!
Oh god, damn it.
You send yourself flailing through the crowd. I mean, you can
Wait,
cover a good...
I have inspiration. Can I give it to him?
Yeah.
You're inspired by my my resolve and my...
There you go.
Yes, thank
You
you.
launch yourself, the halfling tick, woof, over the crowds. There's another gasp, and all the weapons now train on you.
Look, I've got one arm, first off, so you can tell obviously what I'm doing. Second off, I am an investigator with Commander Leyland. I am doing work with Lord Hammond about this matter.
As you say that, Baroness Brunhilde kind of like kneels down to you and goes, I appreciate the assistance, Adeline. I really hope you can back this up. You're not making this easy for me.
Yep, sorry about this, but this is just
She
wrong.
steps away. You continue. Another whose soul bounds above the masses.
Yeah, sadly, that was the only way to get through the crowd. My apologies to everyone. But, the thing is, Lord, is that, we actually were a part of the... okay, this is just me, like, trying to... I'm, like, digging through notes right now. But,
Feel it.
yeah, if I remember right, we actually were involved in finding his daughters. If I'm remembering right.
You found a
At
bunch
Fort
of
Agatar,
kids.
or
remember
below
right.
Fort Agatar in the ruins of where you went to hell, yes.
Yeah, so that's what...
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Sir, we are actually the ones who retrieved your daughters. That is where I lost my arm.
He winces. People are just like, oh, like this is true? What is this? Like the crowd is like, this is fucking drama right
Juicy.
here. And he just puts his hand
So,
on. He's still expressionless.
as a favor, sir, if I can speak.
You may speak as a representative of the military in these times of martial law and the old ways, but to denote that there is favor given by any who is bestowed power is deemable as what's the word, to like offer something for bribing. There it is. I'm blackmailing for some reason. She essentially says, you almost bribed me, but yes, you may speak because you say you're with the military. We will verify these accounts. Since the halls of egalitarianism have come to us, let there be a scribe summoned. Send for now.
Yes, sir. The only statement I would like to make in regards to the children.
Hold your tongue, cripple.
Oh my god.
We'll wait for the scribes.
Understood, sir.
A minute goes by. It doesn't take long to have some scribes brought up with supplies. May the proceedings commence with this impromptu public hearing. The charcoal burner's sons, Sana of Twice Born. You may speak your peace, comrade of Leyland.
Thank you, sir.
We have verified this relation. I mean, if you said your name, right? Is that
Uh,
yeah? You would have asked.
yeah, if you would have asked, then
Yeah,
Adam
I
would have
just
gave his
forgot to.
name.
But in that minute,
Yeah.
an ascending was sent out to Leyland to verify your name.
Yeah. And, yes, sir. It's a concern, more so, sir, because one of the things that has been proven by the overarching part of the black market is another entity that's known as the Black Mass. They are the ones who actually were taking children. And I'm actually concerned that them attempting to get children prosecuted is a way for them to ferry souls in their twisted designs. Much like they took your own daughters, sir. I'm concerned that they are attempting to use our own laws against us.
And as you say these words, the darkness and the shade that had been cast over these crowds passes with the movement of the sun, and almost as if with your words, light fills the space. Very well. You have moved me. Take the children away. Send them to be confined, but where they can see the light and know. And bind the girl by the neck. And with that, we hear all the armored people turning attention to Sana. The camera just kind of like pans, the reflective glimmer in Sana's eyes, the sun now casting down. And that is where we're going to go ahead and take an intermission.